All right, we about to be on YouTube. I don't know what's wrong with Facebook today.
Now streaming. We live, baby.
Yo, what's good, man? It is the NBS show, NBS Central, man. Um, Usually you see Justin on here, but this ain't Justin, man. Don't let the face fool you. This is Keo, and I'll be running things today, running things my way, how I normally how to do it.
Oh,
So so I got the homie Mr. Mike Larson from Larson Live with me on the NBS show tonight. What's
yes.
good?
What's happening, everybody? We're here. We're live. The Nothing But Sports Show, ready to rock. Not a full cast today, so shorter show, but we got some good topics for you. We got football, we got basketball, and that's what we're running today. Let's start it out.
And just so those of you wondering where Justin's at, Justin is not available right now. He's under the weather, but he'll definitely be back next week. So definitely. So with that being said, let's go. Let's pass it on to our next topic, man. Our first topic we are gonna roll with, man. Okay, so Joe Mixon gets signed. He gets 48 million for 4 years, 12 million for each year. So man, Joe Mixon, did the Bengals do the right thing with this one?
I like it. The Bengals had some cap space to run this year. Um, the so they gave him a little bonus. They gave him a bonus, 10 million bonus to even out his contract. So you look at the contract now, and it's about 12 million a year, but with uh, with 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 the bonus, it actually drops it down to about 8 or 9 million per year because he's going to get that bonus this year. It's just a $10 million check right into his lap, and so they're getting a really nice running back, one of the top 10 running backs in the league. Really reliable pass catcher, and um, sees the lanes well. Um, he's going to be a favorite target for Joe Burrow. He's going to be reliable. He's going to make sure you have him in fantasy. He's a guy that you will want in fantasy. I'm not sure he'll ever be a top five fantasy guy. I'm not sure he'll ever get the touchdowns for that, but he's a reliable low end RB1, RB2, and the Bengals did a good job keeping a weapon at a pretty decent price. I like what the Bengals did, keeping Joe Mixon around. Um, I'm usually a guy that says don't pay running backs, but they got him at a good price.
With Joe Mixon, man, Joe Mixon, that this thing was huge for Joe Mixon because I know he's been looking for a deal quite some time, and I'm glad he was able to finally get that deal done. So yeah, man, shout out to Joe Mixon, and the best of luck for him. I think he definitely deserved it. The deal definitely it definitely surprised me for this deal that he was able to get. So um man, Joe Mixon, he's a very underrated running back. He doesn't get that much credit the way I think he should, just because the team that he plays with. But hopefully he'll be able to make an impact this season. So I'm looking forward to see what Joe Mixon is able to do. So what do you expect Joe Mixon to do this season?
Stats wise, I think he'll have pretty decent numbers. I'm looking at about 1,000 to 1,200 yards. The Bengals should be passing a lot. I'm expecting him to get 40, 50 catches. I'm not sure he'll be involved like an Alvin Kamara getting 80 catches a game. Christian McCaffrey 190 catches a game, but or 90 catches a season. But I'm expecting him to get at least 50, 60 catches. That's decent enough. 3, 4 catches a game, and he'll have the yards for it. Touchdown wise, he'll probably be under 10 touchdowns. Just won't be coming to the Bengals. I don't think as easily as they should. They'll get the yardage, but they'll miss their conversions sometimes. Having a rookie quarterback getting comfortable in the system.
So I just want to let everybody know, those that are wondering why we are not on Facebook Live, because we are always normally on Facebook Live. Tonight, we weren't able to due to things that's beyond our control. Facebook and Zoom, they're having issues right now. So we had to give you guys a show, and our next option was YouTube Live. We normally don't go on YouTube Live, but we got to give you guys a show, man. So for those of you that normally are on Facebook Live, make sure you go on the YouTube Live on the NBS Central YouTube channel right now and check us on YouTube Live. All right, man. So let's move on over to our next topic. Our next topic, we're gonna talk about. We talk about one running back, so we're gonna move to the next running back. And news just popped out about this running back. So it looks like Alvin Kamara. It looks like the Saints are open to trade AK, man. So
Yeah,
put your GM hats on now, Mike. And
it's already on. Baby.
and what would you do with Alvin Kamara right now if you're the Saints GM?
I mean, Alvin Kamara has no bargaining power. He has zero bargaining power, so I'm not really sure what he's looking for. Latavius Murray stepped into the role of running back last year. They went undefeated. He was the number one running back in fantasy. He's not. Kamara really isn't as big of an impact on the team like that. You could fill in other talented running backs into that role. Latavius Murray was fine in it, and they went undefeated with Latavius Murray and Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback. Kamara has no bargaining power. So what would I do if I was the GM there? I wouldn't pay Kamara, that's for sure. I wouldn't pay him. No need. I can find another running back in the draft. I have confidence in that. I can pay Latavius Murray a little bit less if I need to. Keep him around. Leonard Fournette is there looking for he's hungry for a chance. There's plenty of running backs out there. Kamara's a speedy guy, but he's coming off a busted knee, and that's not good at all. He played on a bum knee for half the season. No way. No way.
All right. Now, I know you have a loaded shotgun right now, so save some of that ammo for Leonard Fournette, because we're going to be talking about Leonard Fournette later on the show.
No doubt.
But as far as this goes, man, Saints fans have the worst luck in the world. We know they're disastrous runs in the playoffs and how much they normally don't like to show up in games. And I mean, especially in the playoff games, because we seen year after year after year what the Saints have become, and you are what we thought you were. So as far as this goes, they can't catch any break at all, because they go and they had this Drew Brees situation going on, and I don't think that has ended. I think we'll see some of that transpire during the regular season, as far as the comments that he made, and I think a lot of players in the NFL haven't forgotten about that. Now you deal with this Alvin Kamara situation, and Alvin Kamara's agent. They said that they haven't asked or demanded for a trade. It seems like somebody's lying over here because Alvin Kamara and his side they said, "Hey, we thought we were making progress in the trade." Then the Saints come out and say, "Hey, we're open to trade Alvin Kamara." So who who who's lying and who's not? So
Yeah.
there's a little friction going on right now, and that's not good before the season even starts, man. So man, I wonder what the Saints are trying to do. As far as the Saints goes, I don't expect them to trade Alvin Kamara. If they do, I would definitely be surprised because who you gonna rely on? Latavius Murray?
Latavius Murray did it. He handled it. He handled the role. I don't know if he can do it for a full 16 season, a full 16 game season though. That's the problem there. Latavius Murray has had injury issues in the past, so relying on him for 16 games is a little rough. Um, that probably wouldn't work out. But if you have two backs, you're fine. All they need is two starting backs, and they'll be okay. That offensive line protects and opens up seams so well. Um, the Sean Payton's offense keeps running backs open after blocking. They fade out for easy dump offs. Just running back screens as well. Does those plenty of time. The speed of Kamara is efficient for is beneficial for that. But you can find speed. They can find another back. Like I said, you don't pay running backs, and you don't pay running backs with bad knees. Um, Joe Mixon, you don't pay running backs excessive amounts of money. Christian McCaffrey got a lot of money. He plays as a running back and a wide receiver. Kind of an exception, but it still could definitely pay off badly for the Panthers. Joe Mixon, they got him at a nice deal. But Alvin Kamara is asking for 16 mil a year. There's no way I'm paying him 16 mil. Um, Not at all.
So with this being the NBS show, I said that I'm taking over this show. I'm hijacking this show. I'm doing things the way I want to tonight. Um, and I'm gonna bring me on a special guest tonight, man.
Uh-oh.
With that being said, I'm gonna bring on. Actually a coach. I'm gonna bring on Coach Payne to give his insight about what he thinks about the situation.
Coach Payne on the line.
Coach
Guys,
Coach Payne,
what's happening?
Coach Payne, nice to hear from you, man.
Man, good
What's
to
going
see
on?
you. What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Good, sir. Good.
Yeah,
Good.
we apologize. We apologize for the tardiness. We had some technical difficulties we had to take care of. Like I said, normally we're on Facebook Live, but we had to convert to YouTube Live for tonight. For those of you make sure you guys go to the YouTube Live MBS Central channel right now. So Coach Payne, man, I know got a lot of knowledge on football. You a
Yeah.
coach yourself. So as far as this Alvin Kamara situation, man, if you're Mickey Lomas, what do you do with Alvin Kamara right now?
Well, the problem is that, man, we get emotionally involved. I coach in New Orleans in the city, and it's a hot topic all over Louisiana. But we can't get emotionally involved because the best thing about football is that even if you have a skill set that seems like you're irreplaceable, it's still a business. So actually, honestly, I'd have traded him maybe a year ago when I first started having injury problems, like those little small knick-knack stuff. He still was quality. He still had great upside. Probably could have got even more from him than I get now because now it's been a little out there that he has had little injury issues. But I definitely would have tried to shop him around. And let me clear this up. I don't think they want to get rid of him, but they're definitely going to shop him around to see what's the potential on what they could receive for him. So if I'm them, I'm thinking that shopping him around is a smart move because if the potential doesn't hit, then I can pay him and keep him for a lot less than I would as well. So up front, though, I definitely would shop him around. I'd even go as far as to say I'd definitely be willing to trade him if the numbers would fit.
Wow. Wow. So let's say if they do move him, let's say if they do move him, do you do you can you trust Latavius Murray as your every down back?
Not alone.
Right.
Not alone. I still have to do it by committee, but we did have some good draft picks. You know what I'm saying? You got a couple guys out there that you could. It's and you have to know the organization. Traditionally, New Orleans, the Saints have not been a solo running back club like we've always been by committee. So
Right.
three running back rotation is actually more of the norm. And I think it's going to benefit them in the passing game and a lot of things that they like to do. It's going to make them a lot more versatile. Uh, the NFL is a copycat league. You know, Kamara is one in a million talents, but if you look at it, there are guys that are mimicking that style right now. So if you're gonna remember it's a business. If you're gonna be in a position to hit it all, you know you got a good quarterback, you got a guy that's behind him that's learning the system. So we might be on a 2-year hiatus depending on what Drew does. And defensively, we're still solid. So while we can, I would definitely say that we would. Murray not alone, no, not at all. Not gonna go that far, no.
There's a hungry back from the NFC South. He's he's pretty hungry right now. He's been waiting around for an opportunity. He played on an opposing team in the AFC or NFC South. He might be calling some agents, calling the New Orleans Saints, Devontae Freeman.
Yeah, Freeman. I know.
Uh-oh.
Looking for an opportunity. But nah, I mean, Latavius Murray and Freeman, they're up in the late 20s, early 30s. Latavius Murray, he did his part um, in the last year when Kamara went down. He was the number one fantasy running back. He for a couple games, they went undefeated, and then Kamara came back. So Kamara Murray does his part, but I don't think he can do it for 16 games. He didn't do it with the Raiders. He didn't do it with the Vikings. Yeah.
So
The passing game is saving his life. He's always been in a place where the passing game has helped him a lot.
So I know True X, the sports junkie, is tuned in right now, and he just commented
he said, "Don't be disrespectful."
No, he actually said that they should trade Kamara and they should sign Leonard Fournette. What do you guys think about that?
Well, he's just being an LSU boy right there. Fanboy.
And I'm a Fournette fan. Like I love Fournette. I just don't think that style of back would be real good in our offense. I'm gonna say this though, honestly, he gonna cost too. He want that check. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people I heard, and I'm gonna address that. I've been hearing a lot of people like on some like Fournette hasn't produced 3 years, 2,600 yards with injuries. That's not a little bit. He's been putting up some decent numbers. You know what I'm saying? So in the right system, I think he could be awesome. I could see him really having good years in New Orleans, but I just don't think it's a good fit. I don't think it's a good fit.
I don't know. When I was watching Fournette the last couple of years, he just seems much slower to the hole than I thought he would be. I thought he'd be a lot more like Derrick Henry than Derrick Henry is. But he hasn't. He doesn't shed tackles. He's one of the bottoms. He's one of the. I saw a stat. I know I saw a stat a few months ago. Breaking tackles. He has not been breaking tackles. I gotta. You know what? I'm turning off the game. I'm turning off the basketball game, and I'm gonna find that stat for you. I swear I saw something that said Fournette was
I'm biased.
Broken tackles.
You can pull up all the stats. I'm super and Keo, me. Like I am not like 100% stat guy. Stats is real wishy-washy at times.
Yeah.
It could be interpreted differently. They say numbers don't lie. That's not true. If you put it in the right, a 6 can look like a 9. If you depend on if I'm standing on my head or not. So you know what I'm saying? Fournette, I'm gonna say that he didn't live up to the initial hype that he had, being just the dominant athlete that he is. But if we're gonna be real, like in the NFL, you gotta have a team around you to be able to, especially in the running game. Let's be real. The defense hasn't really been the best. They've been subpar at best. Even when his rookie year, they were really good, but they still weren't at that level where you can say, yeah, they've arrived. You was really expecting them to be that way the next year, but then they had internal issues. The offensive line has always been patched up.
Yeah.
Quarterback play is straight garbage.
See,
Tennessee with Derrick Henry has been saved by the fact that those guys, even though their quarterback play hasn't been good either, but
mhm.
guys could come in and actually just move the chains enough to give Henry an opportunity to get in there and do his thing. I think Fournette has definitely been giving they got their money worth out the guy for the pieces that they put around him.
Okay, since we're talking about Leonard Fournette right now, let's transition to our next topic, and it is about Leonard Fournette. So, Leonard Fournette gets cut. He's he didn't get claimed by anybody, so he's officially a free agent. So, what's the best landing destination for Leonard Fournette right now?
Coach Payne, go ahead, sir.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, as a football fan, I don't even want to say this out loud. But Keo, I think you're my friend. You've been paying attention. You know where I'm going with this. New England. You
That's
go, you
the
go Cam, you go Fournette in that system that's built already for it tough. Ah, that's cheat code. I don't really see. Of course, they both haven't had the years that you would expect from them, but in that system, it's already built. It's a Ferrari. You just got to drive it. So you put those type of drivers, in that system, and of course, like I said, New England they have backs. They got guys that can get it done. But we talking about Fournette in the backfield with Cam.
Those are two big
That's
bodies
terrible.
right there. Those are two big
That's
bodies.
trouble. That's trouble. That's a whole lot of trouble. And let's
Uh,
not forget the thing that makes him so multiple is that people really sleep that Fournette is really an asset to your passing game because him out the backfield, he can catch, he can run, he still has that ability in him, and but that bulkiness and that size, just that the look of him when you see him, you just don't think that. So teams normally load the box more Derrick Henry mindset, like you said earlier, Mike. And they're not trying to focus on that piece. But in New England, where they are multiple and the way they attack people, you go Cam and Fournette, that's trouble. I'd be willing to say if they go that route, I'd pick them out the East over Kansas City.
wow.
Um, I was looking at the Chicago Bears. David Montgomery didn't have a great year last year. A little bit of injuries, but he just didn't look impressive. I thought he'd be a lot better coming out of college than what he showed last year. He wasn't hitting the seams as quickly as possible. Again, finding gaps, just breaking tackles. You can see the talent from running backs, even when they don't have great offensive lines. I mean, you look at Nick Chubb didn't have a great offensive line for his first couple years, and now they have some power on the offensive line. I expect him to have an even better year. But Nick Chubb breaks tackles, even though he might get stopped at the line of scrimmage. He'll break a tackle and gain a few more yards just to keep fighting. Montgomery, I'm not seeing that from him, and Fournette, another guy that I didn't see that. But at the same time, the Jaguars they were playing against stacked boxes because of bad quarterback play. So it wasn't beneficial for Fournette at all. Mitchell Trubisky, it's the same thing though. Nobody's going to test Mitchell Trubisky. So it seems like the best fit would be with the Eagles or the Patriots, where there's stability at quarterback, um, and they have injury-prone running backs. That's where it is.
Um, as far as this goes, I saw what Payne put on social media earlier. When I saw that, I was like, "Damn, is this really happening?" And I think it would be a great idea, man. I think one thing about Belichick is he's gonna make nothing out of something. If nobody's taking the chance on a certain players, he's gonna take a chance on you. Like when he had the situation with Randy Moss, with Antonio Brown, when nobody wanted Cam Newton. Now you get this now. I think Bill Belichick should take a run on this guy, and man, I think that it would be great, man. You got Fournette and Cam Newton, and man, they would be really dangerous, man. And it would be a tough team to beat in the AFC.
Yeah, if you're talking just football talk, I definitely say so. But I'll take a leap, and I know X listen, so the sports junkie. If Fournette goes to New England, if he gets in Boston, fantasy pick him first round, get it before quarterback. I'm talking about if you got like I say, I'm not lying. I'm going Jackson, Mahomes, and right in there 4 or 5 area. You can go 3 different areas, but 4 or 5, I'm not passing up on freaking Fournette, bro.
Mm-hmm. Definitely not.
Wow.
In that offense, I'm telling you, fantasy, shit, he's gonna get touches. The slots, because the quick game, they so hot with the quick game, and with Cam being a zone read guy, you can believe those slots. They're gonna be dump. If they were nickel and diamond with Brady to bait you in, and Cam has a cannon now. Let's not sleep and act like he can't throw it a mile. So with that asset in there, man, and now you gotta back out. You can't dictate 8 and 7 to the box. Yeah, we're gonna see. If they do that, you're gonna see Leonard. You're not gonna see Leonard. He's gonna turn that cap from St. Oh. Yeah.
So okay, let's move on over to our next topic. So since everybody's talking about the NFL season, obviously when it comes to the NFL season, you got to talk about fantasy football. So when it comes to fantasy football, what player this year will have the best fantasy year?
Are we talking about growth or just the best one overall?
Like the best overall, like
Lamar
points-wise.
Jackson, Lamar Jackson, Christian McCaffrey were who was number 1 overall? Was it Lamar or C-Mac? It was C-Mac, right? It had to be.
Yeah, it was C-Mac.
Like four something.
So, Keel, I just want to right now, because it's recorded and everybody's here. No, Mike might not know, but go ahead, Keel. Let them know what I told you guys last summer. Who's going to be number 1? Yeah,
you said
I called it last summer. I said, look, y'all guys sleeping. Remember, me, you, and X was on 3-way. Sports Junkie, we was on 3-way. And I told you this guy was going to be the guy. Sports Junkie call you like, Keel, you're never going to believe this. This guy's picking this guy over Andrew Luck. We know what happened with that guy, right? He was like, man, I can't believe he's even picking him over this guy, that guy. I told them July last summer, a year ago, 19, before Corona, before all this, Lamar Jackson is the guy. Yeah. Told them. I called it a long time ago. They thought I was crazy, Mike. There was, this guy, man. Oh, man, coach is losing his mind. I say, bro, listen to me. I'm telling you. You want to win the loot? Draft him. Look, I told him, I say, go second round, because nobody going to pick him. Get you a great back, great receiver, somebody can get you some solid money, and then after that second round, go get that thing. He out there. And I think
that's what I'm saying. Lamar is in the 3rd round. And I think Lamar is a better bet in the 3rd round than Patrick Mahomes in the 2nd round, for sure.
Yeah. I've seen a lot. I see Mahomes getting drafted in people's 1st overall pick. But I also seen people draft Lamar Jackson with their 1st overall pick also.
I mean, you get the difference between Patrick Mahomes and Lamar is running the ball more and he's getting running touchdowns. Patrick Mahomes is mobile, but he's not Lamar Jackson mobile.
That's right.
And and also the Ravens also have big plays as well, and that's huge. They have just as many big plays.
So Payne, are you saying Lamar Jackson gonna have the best fantasy season again this year?
Yes, man. Without a question. It's without a question. Like the guy, listen to me. I don't know. I don't know if we really like. Let me tell you something. I like what Mike said when he talked about like breaking tackles. That's is an interesting perspective to look at
Lamar is so shifty.
when you try to gauge guys and see their nuances. I'm not even going. I'm gonna create a new a new bracket though for Lamar. We're not even gonna say breaking tackles. We're gonna say untouched first touches. So when the first guy comes to make any type of contact within a tackling range, Lamar Jackson, I guarantee if you watch every play, 6 out of 10 times, 60%, that first guy will not only not make the tackle, but he won't touch him.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
He'll drop
It's
him.
unbelievable how he makes NFL linebackers look like college players. That's what
No, worse,
seeing out there.
worse.
Yeah.
They look like kids. He dropping them, like buckling to the knees, like they falling on their faces. Is this guy a draft pick or is do they have the practice squad in? And he
Hmm.
literally, like I said, and Mike, I love what Mike said, so I know it's gonna be right up Mike's alley. Mike, you can look at it. He will make that first guy 6 out of 10 times. They won't even touch him. Forget a not tackle.
Wow.
They won't touch him. That aspect of the game, man, when you get in the red zone and you're talking about a team that is as efficient as they've been throughout the entire history of their, the reign of the organization at running the ball. They're going to always be a running team. You get me? Don't get me wrong. But with that being said, they're going to have a lot more red zone appearances, and with him having that ability, it gives him like a heightened opportunity to put the ball across on his own.
All right. So this is my last question to you guys regarding fantasy. What rookie will have the best fantasy season?
Oh, that's
We're
something
going
I
offense
struggle
or
with.
defense or defense. What we going offense, defense,
Oh,
or
fantasy, fantasy
We're going
offense.
offense. We're going offense.
okay? So I don't know if y'all. Well, I know X knows, and I know Keo know too. But I'm gonna throw it out there, Mike. I'm from Opelousas, Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? And there was a kid this year that was drafted from my hometown, Opelousas, Louisiana.
Oh,
And this
oh,
kid is going to be the guy, CD Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb. Okay. You think CeeDee Lamb will have the best rookie season?
He will. CD
Um,
Lamb will light it freaking up.
I
Remember I
don't
said,
know. I don't know why. Yeah, my offensive rookie of the year was Joe Burrow. That's who I said would be the offensive rookie of the year this year. I just think he's going to pass the ball 500 plus times. He's going to throw 4,000. I'm pretty sure he's going to break rookie records. Zach Stacy just likes to throw the ball, and he's got weapon, and Burrow has weapons. But I think and he's being drafted high as well. Another LSU product is Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I just think he's going to be. I think he's going to show out. I think he might end up being a top 5 running back as well. He's playing. I think you're going to see. What Kareem Hunt was doing in that Andy Reid offense before he left. The Chiefs have been looking for stability at running back, and Clyde Edwards is that guy. They compared him to Brian Westbrook, and Andy Reid said he's better than Brian Westbrook. I mean, if that doesn't tell you that this guy's going to get touches, that Andy Reid is already in love with him, he's going to get touchdowns. That's why I want. But he's being drafted really high and for good reason, Todd, if I'm in that 9 to 12 range, Hilaire, that's somebody that I'm targeting for sure as my RB1.
Um, I I'm not a big fan of Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Not at all, man. And True would be giving at me a handful right now if he was on here right now, just because I just feel like the situation that he's in, because Kansas City, they got so many weapons, man. I just look at them as a pass first type of
one
team.
ball.
With you got Kelsey, you got Sammy Watkins, Tyreek Hill. You got McCole Hardman, who should break out this season, according to a lot of people. And they just got too many weapons, man. And I just don't know how
Running back
Clyde
always gets touches,
Edwards-Helaire.
though, bro. I mean, running back is running back. You know, you can have all those wideouts, but you got to give your running back touches. You're not putting Nicole Hardman in the backfield.
He'll get touches, but he's not gonna be that type of value the way people draft him in the first round. I just don't see it at all, man. I think there's another running back that's gonna have a better season than him.
A rookie?
Yeah.
Okay, talk to me.
You think?
I like Cam Akers, man, from the
Oh,
Rams.
okay.
Not bad. I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah, Cam Akers. I like his upside athleticism, even though Florida State was a horrible last season or the last two seasons. But I like I, to see what he was able to do down in Florida State for that minimum part, and I think he could do some damage down there, down in LA. And I like what I see from Cam Akers.
That's good value too. He's going in the later rounds, mid rounds, and you might be getting an RB1 in the mid rounds. That's pretty decent
But
right
that
there.
But as far as the question goes, I'm gonna roll with Payne, man. I like CD Lamb. I've been preaching about CD Lamb since the Cowboys drafted him. I was so excited when the Cowboys drafted him. I know Mike's shaking his head right now because
Trash.
he
I hate
probably
the
wish
Cowboys too.
because I think CD Lamb he's really explosive, great at separation. He's gonna be a PPR machine when it comes to fantasy, and I think this dude is just a touchdown waiting to happen, man. And I think people's gonna forget about Michael Gallup, man. I see something huge and big for CD Lamb this year.
Man, hey, I've been called it, but let me tell you, man. First and foremost, I hate the Cowboys.
Here, here. Second to that.
Who that? There's no doubt where we from. But I'm gonna say this though, man. The little homie, man. Listen, he's solid, man. Where we from, man. I'm telling you, man. Receiver country, like no lie. Receivers like Devery Henderson. You know what I'm saying? Michael Hayes, that was all big name cats that came out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you right now, man. CD Lamb was probably the most polished one, even though he went to Texas and even though he played his high school ball out there. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? This kid can freaking go. You know what I mean? I'm telling you. I
No,
called it every year I make a bold prediction.
I
He gonna be
was I was hoping for CD. I was hoping for Judy, and my Raiders picked Ruggs. That's just
Oh wow!
that's just a Raider
Come
pick.
on,
he's a
Payne.
great athlete though. He's a great athlete. Hey, honestly, it might be one of the best athletes I've ever seen, like overall. You know what I'm saying? So that upside is always
I know
there.
they were showing. Nothing screams top NFL prospect like showing high school dunks on your NFL draft day. That's what they were showing. I was all like, "Yo, what is going on here? Really, really? Your highlight film has a your NFL highlight film at your
Man,
basketball high school highlights. Come on, man. No, I
hey,
don't want to
that
see
is,
that.
hey,
Show me how you run a route. show,
man, but
show.
you know what's crazy though, Mike? And I don't want to say this because I think that you guys could be dangerous in the long run, but in the NFL, dog, honestly, a lot of the guys that aren't great route runners, you would be surprised at the longevity and the success they have in the NFL. The coaching at that position in the NFL is top tier. Now, in other positions, it's kind of like talent over coaching, but at the wide out position, man, coaches are top tier. That's
Yeah,
another
getting them
reason why I
open.
picked CD. The Cowboys just hired. I played football at McNeese. They hired my receiver coach in college, Adam Henry. That was the receiver coach at LSU for a while in San Francisco. He was just in Cleveland before with Odell and them guys. He was the reason that Odell and Jarvis got back together in Cleveland as a college coach. He coached them out of
Wow.
that was his tenure at LSU. Dallas just hired the guy prior to the draft. So CD, Coach Henry got a lot of Louisiana ties. He's from Beaumont. So right apex. He has family in Louisiana, same area where I'm from. He got family in Texas and Houston and all that already. So he's tied into the kid. He's gonna get a lot of one-on-one potential. And I talked to coach myself, like literally about a month out, like when they first were coming out of Corona, and he told me, say, Q man, might be the best I ever coached. Now you talking about Odell, Landry. He had Crabtree and them guys at San Francisco. He was in Buffalo. So I mean, he had tons of talent. You know what I'm saying? So that's big stuff.
Yes, sir.
All right. So this actually sums up um tonight's tonight's NFL topic. So we're gonna move on to our last topic, to the NBA. Payne, you're more than welcome to stay.
I'm out, man. It's
but
late,
if
man.
not,
Y'all messing with me, man. Central time. It's 10 o'clock, man. I'm a teacher. I gotta go.
Good stuff. Thank you, Coach.
shout out to Payne, man, for coming on this late notice. Definitely appreciate it. You're more than welcome to come on anytime, man. Shout out to Coach Payne,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Good to meet
Man,
you,
I
Coach.
tell you what, man. Once everything get kicked off, man, give me an hour, man. I'll be back on. We can chop it up about after that week 1. That'll be interesting.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Good stuff. Thank you, Coach.
All right, guys. Good seeing you.
All right, man.
Peace.
All right, man. Shout out to Coach Payne, man. Definitely knows a lot of knowledge on football. Coach himself and knows the game really well. But let's move on to our next topic. And it's already confirmed already. The Nuggets come back and beat the Utah Jazz, so they advance, man.
Yep.
So before we talk about the second round playoff matchups, Game 7 tomorrow. Who do you got, man? You got the Rockets or you got the Oklahoma City Thunder?
I got Thunder keeping it. I have the Thunder. I have them completing the comeback. Russell Westbrook comes back, and he reminds us what playoff Westbrook does. We know the difference between regular season Westbrook and playoff Westbrook. Playoff Westbrook shoots you out of games. Tries to do it all himself. He doesn't play within the system as he does, for the first 30 minutes. And that's how it is. He tries to be the guy, and he's not supposed to be. You got to play within the system. He's not good enough of a shooter to be taking those types of shots. I want Kawhi taking a contested mid-range shot, to win the game. I don't want Westbrook doing that. He has no touch on his jump shot. It is what it is, and I got Chris Paul completing that. He's more Chris Paul shows ability. Something that we've taught, that we've doubted about Chris Paul for years, but he's showing himself putting the team on his back, playing with this young core, keeping them together. And I think he's broken the spirit of the Rockets. I expect Harden to have a bad game next game. I just think his spirit's broken. When times get tough for Harden, he doesn't seem to rise to the occasion. You saw that last year when not last year, it was the year before. Who did they get beat by? It was a pretty close series for a little bit, but once a game, there was a game that he that they lost, that the Rockets lost, and it kind of just broke their spirit. And he just had a terrible game, the last game of the season, and just shot terribly. Who was that against? I want to say it was that was 2018. I want to say it was against the Spurs. It might have been the Thunder, or it might have been the Warriors. 2018, yeah, one of those games. But we've seen Harden when times get tough, he quits. That's what it is. And I think the Chris Paul is going to complete the 7-game series here and take that and advance.
So when we released our NBS predictions for the first round playoffs, I did have the Thunder. I think me and Jay franchise did pick the Thunder, and I am sticking with the Thunder. The Thunder will win Game 7. I just like the rotation, the depth on this team. Dennis Schroeder, Shea Gilgeous. You got CP3, the leadership behind there. And then, man, these guys can shoot. When you talk about guys like Gallinari, man, Gallinari, that dude, people overlook this guy. And then you got big man Steven Adams, which is huge, and I think he's hurting them right now inside the paint because Houston like to play small balls so much. But hey, man, it looks like that Paul George trade. It looks like OKC won in that trade because Paul George ain't being Paul George right now. And yeah, and I saw on one post that that Mike made about that Paul George trade and
It's
Paul
awful, man.
George.
Awful. They 7 draft picks, Danilo Gallinari, and their point guard. The hell is that dude's
Shea
name?
Gilgis.
Shea Gilgis. Um, nine assets right there. 9 assets, and Paul George put up 9 points in one of the games. It's just awful.
Yeah.
That is so much for a guy that's not that much of a difference maker. Um, I mean, I feel like having Danilo Gallinari and Shea Gilgeous might have helped the Clippers out more than Paul George has been helping them out. Paul George has done his thing. He got a little comfortable in Game 5. Maybe it was Game 4. I don't know. No, it was Game 5.
Yeah,
Game 5, he
man.
broke out. I'm not sure that they're doing the right things with them, but it is
Yeah,
what it is. They're
man.
still my favorite.
I used to call Paul George box office when he was with Indiana with Roy Hibbert and them boys,
Yeah.
but he's no longer box office to me, man. He's
No.
just he's just he's just Paul George to me now, man. Um I'm glad that he changed his number, man. From 24 to 13. He should be ashamed of himself right now, man. He's
Wow.
supposed he's supposed to be delivering like a superstar, man. He's supposed to be Kawhi's second man when Kawhi's on load management, when he's on the bench. He's supposed to say, "Hey, Kawhi, I got this, man. We had that conversation in LA for a reason for us to go to the Clippers." But man, you are not showing up, man. I'm disappointed in Paul George, man.
I
But this
agree.
ain't about Paul George. This is about OKC. But like I said, I got OKC beating Houston in this matchup. Like I said, I just like the depth and the rotation. And I got OKC winning game 7 and advancing to the next round. All right. So final topic, man. What is the most intriguing matchup in the second round of the playoffs?
Let's see what do we got. We got Raptors, Celtics. It's Bucks Heat, man. I think the Heat might pull off the upset. They have the Bucks number. They had them in the regular season. They're clamping up on the Bucks. They're clamping up on Giannis. Bam Adebayo. He's making things difficult for Giannis, just like he did in the regular season. Giannis can't shoot a jumper, and he's not. He's not. Bam. He matches up with Giannis pretty, physical size wise, pretty well. They're long, they're athletic. Bam and Giannis can do the same things. Um, they're not that much different from each other. Not like Giannis is a freak. He's still a freak, but Bam matches up with him pretty much better than anybody else does. Rudy Gobert is about the same size, but he's not as athletic as Bam. Um, that's the only other player that I could think of that could match up with Giannis pretty well, which is Gobert. But Bam, he's just athletic enough to match up with him. That Heat Bucks matchup is very intriguing. Heat took the first game. We'll see what they do in the next set, next 6. I was having this game go 7, and I didn't make second round predictions, but I think I'm gonna go. I think I might run with the Heat here. I think they're playing really good ball. They have shooters. Um, Jimmy Butler is one of the most perfect superstars out there. He's not. He doesn't try to do too much. He doesn't go in over his head. See, Kawhi Leonard gets buckets because he's one of the best in the game at it. LeBron James, they can do these types of things, but Jimmy Butler, he knows that. I mean, it's not just that he knows it; he has the confidence to take shots. He dropped 40 in his first game, but he doesn't try to force things too much. He moves within the
Yeah.
system. He's a very smart player. Very smart player. I think the Heat take this series.
Yep. And I told True on the Let's Talk About It show. I told him the Heat would win this series. I don't believe in the Bucks. I think the Bucks are the most hyped team since the beginning of the season. Off of what Giannis was able to do, this team couldn't even go to the NBA Finals last season. Um, and even if they advance it to the next series, I don't think this Bucks team could even beat Toronto or Boston. And Boston is a problem right now, man. I said Boston would be a problem, and Boston is going to be a huge problem. And I see them easily going to the conference finals. But as far as the Bucks and Heat, I like this Bucks and Heat matchup. It's very intriguing to me because because people actually thought that the Bucks was gonna skip through to the NBA Finals. Obviously, that's not the case at all because the Heat is a problem, man. Jimmy Butler said, "Hey, man," he said it. He said it himself. He said, "Hey, I didn't bring no families on this bubble trip. I'm all about business right now." And Jimmy Butler's there to prove something. He has a point to prove. He wants to be one of the best players in the league, and I think if he does this, I think it's gonna elevate his status as possibly a top 10 player because I don't think in the NBS when we were ranking our NBS top 15 players, I don't think we had Jimmy Butler even in the top 10. So I think Jimmy
No, not top
Butler's
10. No. Uh, I had him in my, what do we do, top 15 or top 20?
we did top 15.
I'm pretty sure I had him in my top 15, but
Yeah,
I didn't have him top 10. No,
I
not at
just
all.
I think he's showing a lot leading this Miami team with his leadership, and I think he people overlook him as a defensive player. So I think he's one of the best perimeter defensive players out there in the game. And one thing about Jimmy Butler, you're right, he doesn't force shots. I think this guy, he could take the game over anytime he wants to. But this team is I like the depth behind this team with the young guys like Hero Robinson, and they got Bam inside. They got Goran Dragic down there also. And I like what I see from this Miami team, man. I think Spoelstra is doing a really great job right now, and I think he's being overlooked as a one of
The top coach,
top
as an
coach,
elite coach.
yeah,
Yeah.
in the NBA.
He's always been overlooked.
But
Duncan Robinson looks like the best shooter out there. He looks like the best shooter in the
yeah,
NBA.
man.
Good stuff.
But
Who are the Lakers playing? They're playing. They'll play the Rockets or the Thunder, and
yeah,
Clippers and Nuggets. That'll be. I think both of those games. I think Lakers and Clippers wrap those games up in 6 games or less.
yeah, man.
I think the Bucks
Um,
and Heat will be the most competitive for sure.
yeah, definitely. All right, man. So that sums up tonight's show, and we're gonna go to our shout out. So shout out to the whole NBS family. It was a busy week for me, man. Um,
Yeah.
I kicked things off with Sunday with our first show on Start and Sit 'em. A great show out, our very first show for this season. Following night, we did NBS. Let's talk about it. Great show once again. Even though True gave me some horrible clues for the sneaker of the week,
Uh-oh.
thinking that I was gonna get it right. Come on, man. I made no damn sneakerhead. And then then I gave him the business when it came to
Always.
our NBA talk. He didn't have a chance. on Monday's show,
Always.
which was yesterday. And then today, Justin, he's feeling under the weather. He'll be back. He'll definitely be back next week. So I know that he was looking forward for tonight's show because we were going over it this couple of days ago. So hope Justin gets better and shout out to Mr. C. Shout out to J Franchise. Shout out to the whole NBS team. Make sure you go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you go add us on Facebook and go check us out on Spotify and check out the latest content that we got out and get all the latest NBS updates from the world of sports, man. And shout out to Mike Larson, man. Woo!
Definitely, definitely. You see this? I get interrupted on my show on the NBA show. I tell them to wait up. I got people coming in, knocking on my door, opening up the door. I'm just letting you guys know that that's never gonna happen again since I'll be in Canada next week. Woohoo! Larson Live will be in Canada on Monday. What is that? The 10th, 11th, gang. So shout out to all my Canadian brothers out there. I'm coming to my second home in the world. Let's go. Ready for next week. Ready for football coming up, and just looking forward to the future. Let's keep it grinding.
And shout out to my girl Sid, man, putting that work on the Sid podcast show, man. So
Oh yeah.
make sure you go check out her show. She got a huge interview coming up. But with that being said, man, this is the NBS show. And besides that, man, we'll see you guys next week on the NBS show. And we are officially out.
Peace.